Good morning, buenos dias, bonjour, and goedemorgen, which is Dutch. I wish you all a very good day. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I know some of you are there in the evening, and some of you are there in the morning, some are there in the afternoon or after lunch. And I'm appreciative of all of the people who joined me in this little half-hour little stream for Victoria Sampler Stitchers. Those of you who are Victoria Sampler Stitchers that join in, I really appreciate you being part of the group, and it gives us all a chance to sort of communicate to one another. And no, it's not live, that you're not in person, but your chat definitely is live, and you can see each other's chat too, which is really nice. The comments, I should say. So it looks like we've got some viewers, and it also looks like you can hear me. I've changed my microphone, and I'm wondering does it sound less echoey now? So you guys should know, because you listen to me every week, so I'll ask you if that's the case. Good morning, Margaret Andrews. Very nice to see you. Good morning. And Lisa. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Pat Henke, good morning. Pat was one of the ladies who won the draw for the survey. Remember, you could win something, and Pat was literally chosen arbitrarily, like with a number picker. So no one person did any picking. So Pat, congratulations. You won yourself a little free pattern, and we sent that to you already. So I'm so happy that you won. Marty, good morning. It's so nice to see you also. Leaf Lady, also wonderful. And Marcia Buckingham, hello. Joe, hello Joe, good to see you. And again, thank you so much for your hospitality. We may never meet, but I'll sleep in your bedroom anytime. No, in your guest bedroom. And Joanna Fuzon, very good to see you too. Donna, hello. Sunny and windy. Sounds like a storm brewing, Donna. We've got things pretty socked in right now. We've got the clouds and the low-hanging clouds, the typical western, northwestern America kind of fall weather. I kind of like it. It makes me feel like I'm burrowing in my little cubby hole here. And I've always liked this kind of weather. It reminds me of, when I was growing up, because we had this all the time. Lisa, sounds great. I didn't notice an echo before, but there's not an echo today. Good. I'm glad to hear it. And I'm also glad that it's actually working. I did test it, but the microphone was new to me, so I wanted to be sure that it was working today. And our Thanksgiving was lovely. I had my brother and his partner over, and we had Dutch croquetten, which was fun to celebrate with, because Fred and I are not... how can I put it? Both he and I really like our Dutch cooking, and we rarely get a chance to celebrate together with Dutch cooking. There's been times when we are with our own family and we have all these Dutch things, and croquetten is one of them. So we had a really nice lunch. Thank you so much for asking. Very kind of you. And of course, it's very quiet. It's much quieter here. We don't have so many extended family coming. I do have two daughters, and one of them is in Vancouver preparing for her exam right now. She's at university and also doing all of our marketing. And the other one is in Victoria, and she and I had a nice conversation. So all is well with the world. It's great. Ellen, good morning. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear you can hear me. I also didn't like the echo, but there was not much I can do about it. So now I've got myself a rather large, what do they call it? A blue, I've forgotten what it's called, but it's a big microphone, the kind with the bulb on the end, like a real podcaster uses, I think. Jean Morrison, good morning from sunny and cooler Atlanta. Okay. Oh, Donna, yeah, that's true. You've got your fire still going down there. I keep thinking that you have the same weather as us, but we've had rain, quite a bit of rain already, and so our fire danger has gone down. So crossing my fingers for you, for sure. Those are not fun times. Petra, Blue Yeti, thank you. Good morning. It's good to see you too, Petra. We just talked a few minutes ago, briefly, and thanks very much. I just am so excited. There's a couple of new things today, which I can talk about. But first, I want to tell you that I just got my flu shot. So I'm a little bit sore. Well, actually, a lot sore. My arm is really sore because I got the flu shot and the COVID shot in the same arm at the same time. I know, but it's apparently. I said to the person, the nurse who was giving me the shots, I said, "Are you sure I can have two at once?" And he said, "Well, yeah, you could have like 12 of them if you wanted to. Doesn't hurt." I thought, yeah, it does. Anyway, I'm glad because my friend, a very good friend, has been sick with COVID for about 10 days, and she is just almost out of the woods now. But she had some terrible symptoms. So I'll just cross my fingers, and over the next couple of days, I should be feeling a lot better. But I'm a little slow this morning, so please forgive me. Thank you so much, Sally. Hope your mother's turnier. No, it's not. It's about the same as yours, it looks like. And it's a lovely fall day there. Oh, I have to say, Eastern Canada and the United States are so beautiful in the fall. You get those beautiful clear days and the leaves falling and all the color and the dark skies. I just absolutely love it there in the fall. And our falls are rainy and gray. We've had nothing but sunshine, though, for the last 14 days, so I cannot complain. Today was the first day of real almost winter weather for our sake. Anyway, so I do want to compliment the people's accomplishments on our chat group briefly. I noticed that Rachel was talking about her doing another, I think she's doing another pillow. Have I got that right? Or is she doing she's doing the heart, isn't she? So she's doing the heirloom wedding sampler, and this is the heirloom treasures that goes with it. So I just thought I'd pick it up quickly and show it to you, because when you're doing a wedding, having a ring pillow is sometimes just so pretty. And this particular one has been stitched by so many of our Victoria Sampler fans, and I thought I'd include it today because of Rachel. I hope Rachel is feeling good and is safe. That's okay. Thanks for the dings. And what's the other thing? Oh, yes. And there, I did manage to read some jokes this morning, and one of them was my favorite one. It said, listen to yourself when you talk. Sometimes you give such great advice, or something like that. Don't worry about talking to yourself. Sometimes you get such great advice. That's I have to admit, since I live mostly alone right now because Richard's not here, I do tend to find myself talking occasionally out loud and making some acerbic comments, and yeah, they're all pretty smart. Show the autumn box, I say. Well, yes, I have to say I've got the autumn box here and also the autumn garden, and that's what I'm going to do. But I had some other people here that I wanted to compliment. Sherry's trick or treat is gorgeous. Way to go, Sherry, if you're listening to this in the replay. Gabor's little mini, I think it's called Needles and Pins. It's in the mini samplers. In the mini patterns, and they are... I think in a section, if you go in the catalog, you can look and see various different kinds of patterns, and these are in the minis. Marie-Therese did her bright and cheery October cottage, so pretty. It's very, it's like a little fairy tale cottage. It's kind of like a comic book colors, really pretty. And Tammy is doing spooky treats and starting on that. She's finding that the over one was not as clear to her. And I understand, because the over one sections sometimes don't have good symbols. So I really do get it, and we'll have a look at that to make sure that those are easily seen. Speaking of spooky treats, this is our spooky treats model. And at some point, I know we're going to be looking to make this available to more people than the people who have just had all of their printed patterns. They're just getting them now. Lisa sent the last of them a week ago, and so you should be getting them now. And of course, everyone should have had their kits by now. Unfortunately, we were unable to send a couple of them out due to restrictions, but everybody that we know has received theirs, and thank you for ordering those. It looks like Kathy M. was concerned about conversions to DMC. This is an issue since I semi-retired, as you probably know. At the time that I retired, we had a full team of 3 or 4 people working in our office. We had kit makers. I think there was 2 at least, sometimes 3 kit makers, and those people did all the heavy lifting. Everybody had their chores to do and their really important things to do, and it turned out that we could then also, because I had a house then, I don't have one now, that house was big enough to have a special room for the office and also a special room for all the inventory, which I do not have anymore. So we stopped carrying inventory and, of course, selling it online. And we are not doing accessory packs anymore because we have no room and no kit makers and nothing. So that doesn't mean that you can't order the PDFs. And there are times, of course, when the accessory packs would be so nice for people, because when they get a pattern, especially people who are new to Victoria Sampler, people are a little confused as to why there are such beautiful threads. Yes, but how do I get them? So we're going to address that at some point, and fairly soon, because I think it's something that's important. But under the FAQ, you will find the very first question that's answered there is about a conversion chart for most, not all, but most of the threads that I have used in all of our patterns. So we really made sure that we gave you a DMC conversion from Mori, from Kreinik Mori, from Needlepoint Ink, from Variety, even from our overdyes. We kind of amalgamated it into one DMC color, which does not mean that you should use that color. It's just a suggestion for you in case you feel that you don't want to wait for a Gloriana color, for instance, which are gorgeous 12-stranded silk overdyed threads that I recommend so highly. They're not easy to get, but boy, are they beautiful when you work with them. Anyway, so that's about the DMC, and I know it makes life a little difficult for those of you who are not used to converting things and have always been dealing with DMC charts with materials in DMC cotton. But we kind of are a bit high end, and our designs are created with silk threads, and therefore we use silk threads in our materials list, just so you know. And Crystal did Crowning Glory on blue fabric, which I loved seeing. I haven't seen it on that color before, so I hope you like it too. Let's see, who else is there? Diane Zamudio, very good to see you. And she said, fall has finally come to Colleen. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Low 70s, that must be such a relief. That's good. The 80s in the daytime is not bad either, but it's the hundreds that really get you. Karen, good morning. It is, 5:30 a.m. Congratulations, you made one of our live streams. I'm so happy. Karen was another fortunate winner. I can't believe that we had two winners from the people who really enjoy our live stream. And so she was a winner. She got a lovely little pattern as well. And people who won, there were 5 winners only, and they were chosen at random by a randomizer. And so those 5 people were able to choose from 2 patterns, and these were winners from the I think it was the survey draw. That's what it's called, because people who did complete the survey, 5 of you got a pattern, which was really nice of you to complete. It was really interesting for all of us, and we're going to be looking at the results from that survey very soon too. So what else was I going to say? Oh yes, so Karen, we are not at daylight savings yet, but on November 3rd we are also going on daylight savings, so sorry. We will also be another hour backwards, as I said to you in my email. So hopefully when the clocks change for us, you will have had a couple of 3 Fridays with us in person at 5:30 in the morning for you in New Zealand. Tedra, we have a reprieve from the heat for about 3 days, and it'll get warm. I don't think it's going to get quite as hot as the summer, but I understand Phoenix is so hot sometimes. I have also got the idea that that the heat sometimes gets worse when you're anticipating it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've had some really bad times in Mazatlan, and that heat there was overwhelming, filled with humidity. For me, that was not as easy to live in, that's for sure, and I stayed in a lot of the time. So make sure you get outside while you can, okay, Tedra? And also, Diane, very important to get outside and breathe that fresh air and go for walks when you can. It's because it's so healthy for you. So I wanted to show you one sampler that normally we don't usually look at, because it is one of the farm samplers, but we look at the ones that are a little more, how can I put it? They're a little more definite in their theme. But this, I love this, and it's usually at the end or in the fall that we look at these things, which are orchards. And there is actually an orchard nearby here on Oldfield Farm, which is called Oldfield Farm, Oldfield Orchard. And I've put on it, love is a fruit in season at all times and within reach of every hand. I love that phrase. And I put that on. This is filled with little trees, and really, when you look at the design itself, you can see that there's apple trees at the top and this nice house. This is not a cottage anymore. This is now a house. And you can see that there's apples in the basket. So people are, and then there's a fence with some berries growing on it. Let's see if I can straighten this out a bit. There we go. And I think that there's some bees, of course, because we need bees in our orchards. There are some loganberries or blackberries, which are also in season at the end, mostly at the end of August and September, but they can go right into October in some climates. There's some green apples or pears, I think they are, and then there's some purple plums, which I also adore. And then you can see where someone is drinking their fruit juice and the climbing ladder over there, he's just having a little rest because he's been picking as well. And look at all of the beautiful fruits in their fruit pies as well in their by the side of the road thing. And I shouldn't call it a thing. Okay, by the side of the road is a market stand. There we go. I knew I could do it. Anyway, the orchard, the Oldfield Orchard, is not as well known. So I really wanted to draw attention to it because it is such a fall or late summer fall kind of farm, and it is one of the farms that is not as recognized, like say a strawberry farm or a honey farm. Those are, different kinds of farms. The orchard has all these beautiful trees. It smells delicious at the end of the summer with the sunshine on it. So anyway, I thought I would show you that too. And I have two fall designs to show you as well. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. Thank you, Lisa. I needed to stitch the Oldfield Farm Sampler. See, it's one of the things that it's kind of the last farm sampler that people look at. Hi, Bee. Good to see you. Just double checking to make sure that I'm not missing anyone in Saskatchewan. Okay. Oh, thank you, Anita. Yes, there are some stellar jays here as well. How did you know? That's right. You can also call them bluebirds if you want to, but you're right. Here, there are stellar jays. So I have two fall patterns that I'd like to also highlight today. It's not that I have not shown them before, but I think it's something that will round out our fall lineup. One of them is very small. It's a little one called Autumn Garden. And in the Autumn Garden, this was the original autumn design that I did some time ago. And in this Autumn Garden, you'll see my favorite little scarecrow. I love that scarecrow, and I've used him or her in other areas, as well as the sunflowers. And then, of course, I change it somewhat, but I really still like the effect that it has. And you can see there's a basket of fruit there as well. This has overdyed thread in it. You can just see right here, this overdyed thread is just gorgeous. I think it's called Topiary from Gloriana. So if you buy anything, buy some of the Gloriana and then do the rest with DMC if that's your choice. And of course, in the Autumn Garden, you'll find a little patch of pumpkins. Oh, it looks like we have a little bit of a shade covering the lighting here. Let's see if we can get better lighting. There we go. And then there's our little gardener who's raking up her leaves. Aren't those leaves adorable? I just love this little sampler. And it doesn't take long. It's called Autumn Garden Sampler. And it's one of those little ones that just, like, it's just a delightful, changes very often is what I'm trying to say. As you're moving down, if you start at the top, every little scene changes quickly because everything is also narrow, but it gives you that real autumn feeling. So I hope you'll have a look at that. And then there's the autumn box. There's another box that's also for autumn, but this is actually called the autumn box. And the autumn box has this beautiful 1/1 printing on the side. And as you can see, it starts with an A for autumn, and then it goes on to B, C, D, E. I think this is the way it goes. Yes, and then F for fall, and G, H, I, J, K with some leaves. And then you can see the leaves for L, and then M and O, and U, V, and then wind for W, and then X, Y, Z. So it's kind of a cute little puzzle that I created on the side of this lid. Nobody really notices it until you actually start stitching it. But it's really fun to do, and the finishing is really easy. Oops, the finishing is really easy. I think you'll really like doing this one, and boy is it ever colorful. So I've used silk ribbon for all these the leafy sections here, but this is these leaves in here and this one, of course, all in the corners, they're all done with flosses. So you know, they're multicolored, as you can see. Some parts are in overdyed, and I think you can get some of the same effects if you used the same colors as you did with these leaves. If you use these colors as flosses and made lazy daisy stitches instead of silk ribbon. So that way your leaves will still look like leaves, but they'll be lazy daisies instead of silk ribbon stitches. So they won't look like Japanese silk ribbon. And then you'll have those lovely beads in there, and of course the crows. This, yeah, Lisa is absolutely right. This finishing fabric, she said, was so much fun, but really hard to work with because you had to be die straight when you were working with it. As you can see, the pattern on it is small, and any deviation from, you know, anything being straight would have been noticed. So look at this gorgeous finishing that she did. Then when you take off the top, this is what you see inside, and look at how beautifully finished this is. Let's see if we can get the light in there. There we go. You can see the light inside, and there's a kind of a lip that this sits on. Let's see if I can get this out. So there is a little scissor fob with one of the leaves, and of course there is the little pin cushion that kind of sits in its own cardboard container. And really, when you put it in here like this, sorry, I have to back away a little bit so you can see better. You can put it in here like this, and it rests on the brown, this brown inner lining. There's a little lip there. That's what it rests on. So it's gorgeous, and really, Lisa, you outdid yourself with this one. Finishing is gorgeous as well, and of course, this kind of finishing is the kind of finishing that I want to show a lot of. So I have just done a finishing course for the gingerbread tree etui. Yes, it's true. I used some videos that we had done years ago, back in 2010, I think they were, but I've updated the actual thing so that it is a course, so that you can really get a lot of information out of it. And it will be up on our website, probably not this weekend, but this next weekend. I wanted you to be aware of that, the gingerbread tree etui. And it also shows you some of the same techniques that can be used in this box. So some of the techniques that Lisa uses, she uses in various different types of finishing. And that will be so nice when you can, you can really access that. That course is going to be wonderful. Margaret said, I love the autumn box. I have it here in the cottage with me. You do? To hold all your stitchy stuff for projects that she's working on. By the way, it's an heirloom nativity, and I'm all done except for the heart hanger. Oh, wonderful. Congratulations for getting that far, and I look forward to your progress report photo. Margaret, well done. Yeah, you sure were good at that. That's right. They are really good colors. And the fabric, I believe that is, thank you for asking there, Petra. I believe this is called dirty linen. And almost always I stitch on 28 count, which is the same as stitching on 14 count Aida, because on linen, you actually cover 2 fabric threads at one time, right? Like this. So it's a 28 count linen. That's what I'm working on, and I'm sure that cashel linen, dirty linen, is available still, or you could choose any other color you like. Thanks, Karen. Really nice to hear. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, the box is superb. It's not only really pretty, but it's beautifully finished, and I know that with extra instructions, which I believe we have for that one, don't we, Lisa? I think we did some videos for that one, so that's going to be another finishing course in our academy. I'm looking forward to it. So that was some of the news that I had. I was so excited to tell you. I'm getting excited, and even though my arm is going boom, 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 I'm still feeling very happy that I'm able to give you such good news. And also, one more little good news. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to come out, hopefully this weekend, but Lisa has been working on editing and making sure that the perfect days pattern is going to be able to come out this weekend. Maybe Lisa can tell us not right now whether she's just about done or whether we think we can put it in our newsletter. And if so, that it will be available to you as a PDF, of course, on our website. Perfect Days has all the black cats, remember, in a row. We did them as the chat group, but there are so many new people here, and also so many new people are finding out about Victoria Sampler, thanks to Petra, that this pattern will not have been available to them because they're brand new. So they will be able to buy that on our website as well. I think it's under the creative patterns. No, we did, I think we did the DMC colors for that one, didn't we? Yes, I think we did. So we're going to have an actual pattern without other people having to choose their own colors. And Donna did all of the stitching for that one. Thank you, Donna Granger. Your stitching is always so good, and you did all the choosing of the colors as well with our suggestions. So well done. We're finally getting to the point where we could make it available to everyone. So I'm very happy to be able to announce all these lovely new things that we're thinking of doing and showing. Let's see what else is here. Yes, I think we did some finishing videos on the autumn box. Good to know. I think we did too. And Lisa said it's finished. Oh, good. Let's make sure. Let's see. Oh, so she said it's finished to you, Petra. That's great to know. That's what you were talking about. Wonderful news. So I'll look it over as well to be sure and make it available on our website. And it will go in my newsletter, which should be out either later today or first thing tomorrow morning, depending on my energy level after my COVID shot. Yes, you did. Okay, thanks, Petra. I got to make the graphics now. Oh, well, don't stress yourself. If it's not possible, that's okay. We'll just make it available, and only people in this group will know that it's available, which is not such a bad thing. Just look for Perfect Days, Purrfect. Oh no, PER, right? Is it PUR? Oh gosh, I've forgotten. Now, just wondering how your redo of the bling tree is coming. Tedra, I showed it last week. Not sure whether you saw the replay for last week's Stitch Along Friday live stream. So have a look at that so you can see what it looks like. There's so many people that really liked it. It is now in the post, in the mail, to Lisa, who lives 4 hours away. So it is should be arriving either today or Monday. I'm hoping today, Lisa. And she's going to do the layout for it because it needs good directions. And actually, I'm so dependent on Lisa for those directions because she's written them all along. When we first started, we actually did some very good collaboration, and I can do the directions, but very often I'll make mistakes doing them. And even if Lisa does, she always corrects herself. So she's a better direction giver than I am. And so it's now on its way there. So it's coming, but there is no ETA. I am not promising anything until we're ready with the actual pattern. Okay, but it's coming. I'll have to, yeah, it was last week. That's right. Oh, it is PURR. Okay. I have received it yesterday. Oh, you didn't tell me. I can't believe it. I sent it on Wednesday afternoon and you got it on Thursday. Okay, this is good news because when we interact with one another and have to send things to one another, that you actually get it within a day. I thought 2 would be really good, but within a day, I guess those 4 hours are helpful to the Canada Post system too. Anyway, so that's all the news I have. Gosh, I can't believe that this half hour went so quickly. So it's angel card time. And after this, by the way, I'm going to have a little rest because I'm feeling, it's okay. I'm feeling fine. Just tired, didn't sleep much last night. And, you just don't feel like quite yourself after one of those COVID shots. And then I had a flu shot as well yesterday. So, the day before. So no worries. I know I'll get better, and it's certainly better than catching either of those two things. Here we go. Open your mind to new ideas is your card for not just today, but this whole coming weekend and this week. And opening your mind to new ideas, it's not so easy to do, especially if you've made up your mind about something that, yeah, that's what I like. That's the way it should be, or I feel that I know the truth of that. So open your mind, and you might find yourself surprised at something new, and particularly within the stitching community, you may find a new way of doing something. And I have to say, that's something that I keep in mind all the time. I do my thing, and I don't have the one correct way of doing any stitching. I try to keep an open mind. If someone has a great idea, I love hearing something new and something maybe a little more exciting, or maybe a little more creative, or just more efficient. You use a tool a different way. So keep an open mind about all things, but especially stitching, because that's what we're here to do. It's a great card, exactly. Love that card too. Let's see who else said. Oh, I was quite surprised it was in the mailbox. Oh, good. That's okay. I'm so glad that you've been able to sit outdoors. That's nice. It was so beautiful and sunny, Lisa. Well, those of you who are still here, thank you for continuing to join me. And Karen, waving to you over in New Zealand while you're watching it early in the morning. Thanks for joining. It's like old home week for you to be here as well. And all of the rest of you, obviously, lots of love to many of you, and hopefully to all of you. And hopefully those of you who are watching this on replay, remember, I do keep you in mind as well, even though I know you're not always there live. That's not always possible. But just have a peek at some of our replays, because sometimes you might miss something that's important. Have a great, thank you for waving back. Jeanette says, feel better. Thank you. I will. Wishing everyone a beautiful weekend. And so do I. Wish you all a wonderful weekend. And I will see you again next Friday. And hopefully, I know I'll feel a lot better once this is over. So have a great weekend. See you next Friday. Bye-bye.